Well, in business news, the Crude Oil Refinery Owners Association of Nigeria says the commencement of production of premium motor spirit by Dangote Refinery has reinforced Nigeria's position on the global energy stage. Chairman of the association, Mr. Momo Oyegura, said this in a statement, and while facilitating with Mr. Aliko Dangote on the remarkable achievements of the refinery. And he says that this would help to promote good environment and sustain the crude oil market. It's not working. Said the significant milestone is not only a testament to the dedication of hard work of Dangote Refinery, but also a reflection of the collective resolve of Koran to contribute meaningfully to the economic development and well-being of Nigerians. Still with the oil and gas industry, partner and senior economist at SPN Professionals, Mr. Paul Alaje, said the rollout of premium motor spirit by Dangote Refinery would not crash the price of the product. Senior economist said this on our flagship business show, Business Nigeria.
I can tell you that when this comes mainstream, it's going to have tremendous impact to ease the supply side. That is on one side. The second one is price. Supply may influence price, but we also need to know what are the components of pricing. The component of pricing here has to do with the nature of product in question. PMS, among other petroleum resources, they are international products, and most of these international products are traded in the dollar. And when it comes to the dollar, the conversation will go beyond Dangote, we go beyond this refinery, we go beyond just Nigerian people. It will now come to what is the exchange rate. So this is to say, the fact that this refinery is coming on board, we are certain that one of the legs will be eased. The impact, negative impact we've had and scarcity, energy scarcity we've seen in recent days, will reduce, especially as it has to do with supply. But what price will it be sold? That's a different conversation entirely. Many may think when this refinery comes on board, PMS will go back to 189. I'm sorry, I don't think PMS will go back to 189. And I can tell you that not until we're able to make some monetary policy to reduce the impact of the cost of devaluation, the rate at which naira has been devalued, PMS may still be hovering around 800 to 1,200, depending on which limit it will stay. But that 400 gap is around the corridor where the price will be.
New data from the Central Bank of Nigeria say banks borrowing from the Apex Bank standing lending facility declined by 76.4% month-on-month to 4.04 trillion naira in August from 17.12 trillion naira in July. Details of the figure contained in the CBN financial data shows that bank deposit grew by 270.7% month-on-month to 8.12 trillion from 2.19 trillion naira in July. These developments indicate that banks are having idle funds in their systems and businesses are not accessing such funds due to increase in borrowing rates as a result of the recent raise in monetary policy rate. This is coming on the back of CBN's recent increment in the rates for the SDF as part of its ongoing efforts to discourage banks from holding excess liquidity at the CBN and promote increased lending activities. Asian shares were subdued today, with Japanese stocks sliding to their lowest in 3 weeks as investors sought safety, pushing the yen to a one-month high, while U.S. economic worries boosted prospects for the Federal Reserves to cut rates. Japan's benchmark Nikkei slid more than 1% to its lowest in 3 weeks, while tech-heavy Taiwan and South Korea stocks stood slightly higher on the day. Now giving up earlier gains, the MSCI's broadest index of Asian Pacific shares outside of Japan was up 0.25%, subdued after having tumbled nearly 3% during the three-day losing streak. The index had risen more than 0.6% to give up those gains, but futures indicated that European bourses would open in red, with Eurostock 50 futures down 0.25%, German DAX futures 0.3% lower, and FTSE futures down 0.25%. United Nations Secretary General Mr. Antonio Guterres has told African leaders that expanding ties between China and the continent could drive the renewable energy revolution needed for economic development. The Secretary General said this in an interview with Newsmer on the sideline of the ongoing China-Africa Forum in Beijing. Mr. Guterres says the collaborative measures between China and African countries will further promote economic growth and maintain financial stability.
China's cooperation with Africa can be extremely important in building modern infrastructure that is green, in supporting the capacity of African countries to fully benefit with the progress of the digital economy. And by the way, it's not by chance that China has presented the resolution in the General Assembly exactly on capacity building for artificial intelligence to the benefit of developing countries. So these are the kind of things that I believe when the word modern is expressed in the title, these are the kind of things that China can enormously help Africa to overcome its difficulties.
Japan's government data shows that inflation-adjusted wages rose for 2 consecutive months in July, thanks to a bump in summertime bonuses. According to Labour Ministry, wages in the world's fourth-largest economy grew 0.4% in July, rising at a slower pace than June's 1.1% growth, when it turned positive for the first time in 27 months. Wages hold the key to how soon the Bank of Japan could raise interest rates, but BOJ's governor, Mr. Kaozu Ueda, said broad-based increases in pay must accompany rising prices for inflation to durably meet with the central bank's 2% target. The slowdown in real wage growth in July was primarily due to fewer firms paying bonuses that month than in June. Special payments, including bonuses, went up 6.2% in July, followed by a revised 7.8% growth in the previous month. Meanwhile, the Consumer Price Index officials used to calculate real wages, which includes fresh food prices, but excluded owners' equivalent rent, climbed 3.2%, slightly dipping from a 3.3% jump in the previous month.